Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. In this video, I've got your very first gameplay from actual matches for the Object 292. That's right, this is a currently ranked 7 battle ring 10.0 main battle tank. And this vehicle is pretty much based on the T80, except as you can see here, it's got some pretty big differences, namely the 152mm cannon that shoots through nearly 700mm of armor with its APF SDS shell that fires at nearly 2 km per second muzzle velocity. Absolutely wild. That's what we have here. This thing is a beast and a half. Now, unfortunately, it does lack a few things. It doesn't have any ERA. Its composite armor is okay-ish if you're dealing with Heat FS. Unfortunately, in the few matches I've used this vehicle in, it's been in complete up tier, so its armor is pretty much a non-starter. This also lacks an MG, and it also doesn't have any smoke grenades, which means that even though this vehicle looks pretty mean, it's not going to be able to defend itself at all. And also, one thing that I have noticed, if you have an enemy that might be hiding behind smoke or whatever the case may be, you can't probe that smoke with an MG to try to find out where the enemy is. You just have to fire wildly through that smoke, and you only have 30 shells with this thing. So it does have some limitations, although it does have some ridiculously powerful ammunition. Now, that said, we also have a blowout panel. I have actually experienced that myself thus far in a few testing matches, but we do not have any thermals. This is night vision only, but at least as a laser rangefinder, although if there's any vehicle that probably doesn't need a laser rangefinder at this BR, it's probably this. Again, 2 km per second muzzle velocity. So that being said, let's get into a few matches here, see what this thing can do. It's got some pretty decent optics, not incredibly great, but decent enough. Hopefully we can show this thing off and have a good time. That said, let's get into it. There we go. We have our first kill. Not nice fight, unfortunately, but not too big of a deal regardless. We have another guy over there, I think. Is he gonna still be here? Yes, he is. And he is dead. Now, one thing I've been noticing about this vehicle, it's got fantastic one-shot kill capability, as one could imagine. That's just kind of how it is. You know, I mean, 152mm APF SDS. It's got a 7kg APF SDS, which is just fantastic. That's like 2.5 to 3 kilograms heavier than most, which also improves post-pen damage. So just overall, this thing is a nasty, nasty shell that should be able to kill pretty easily. Sorry about that in advance, my man. I don't know what this guy's doing, but he is not helping his cause. Well, maybe a little bit. I mean, he did take out my track. Also, just an FYI here, if you guys notice me dying or whatever the case may be, like if it just seems like a lot of me dying, the whole point of this gameplay, right? Like a big portion of this gameplay is dedicated for you guys to see how this vehicle functions. In a way, it's kind of like a review without the review, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm not saying, oh, well, strengths, weaknesses. I mean, of course, I might go into that, but overall, this is, again, just for you guys to see if it's actually worth grinding for, purchasing potentially. If you guys are looking at this on the marketplace, I mean, there's any number of things that you guys could look at here, and hopefully find this video useful. Ooh, got the commander, gunner, all that. Somehow survived. I feel like I'm about to die, though. Maybe not. This guy just offed himself. Sorry about that. Anyways, let's go over some of the strengths and weaknesses of this vehicle. First and foremost, for the strengths. This thing has just a ridiculously powerful cannon. Occasionally, I have had it in matches where they have ricocheted off the front of a vehicle. As with any shell. You know, that's going to happen on occasion, and that's perfectly normal. Ooh, got the horizontal turret drive and the gunner. It's like Christmas. But ultimately... Okay, I'm going to take this guy out first. Okay, I guess I'm not going to take that guy out first. But, okay, as I thought I was saying before, this vehicle is supposed to have a ridiculously powerful cannon. Should be a one-shot kill pretty much every time. However, unfortunately in this instance, that is not so much the case. Got the assist there. So, I guess when you're aiming like an idiot like I am, it's not going to get the one-shot kill. However, when it comes down to it, it's still an extremely powerful cannon. Regardless of if you get a one-shot kill or not, you should most of the time that you fire with this thing, especially a head-on like shot, if you're going right through their upper glacis plate, for example, this should kill them all the time, one-shot kill. It's got an incredibly powerful or incredibly good muzzle velocity, 2,000 meters per second. As I said before, that's enough where you can pretty much disregard your laser rangefinder. This doesn't have thermals, which kind of sucks. 10.0 BR, while not absolutely 100% necessary, it's pretty damn close at this BR. And considering that most of the time in up tiers, it hurts. You know, genuinely, that does hurt. Oh, we have an enemy right here, and got the kill. Now, when it comes to the turret traverse, it's okay. It's not fantastic. I wish it was better. It's around 20-ish degrees per second, I would imagine, for your average person without an expert crew, which is, again, not terrible, not great, usable, but that's it. Don't you hate it when you don't kill the guy who kills your ally? At least before he kills your ally, that always sucks. Big time. Anyways, one of the great, like, features, or one of the great things about this vehicle is that it's pretty much a point and click and you'll kill, which is just fantastic. You don't really get that with a ton of vehicles, but this is like one thing where you can just pretty much just say, I'll shoot the turret cheek this time, and you'll get the kill. You'll get the kill. Doesn't matter what vehicle it is. Again, even in an up tier, you should be able to get the kill pretty damn comfortably. One other thing that I have noticed is that this vehicle isn't quite the glass cannon I feel that a lot of people probably initially thought it would be. I've actually deflected and just stopped in general a whole bunch of shots straight to the front of this vehicle. Now, of course, that's to be somewhat expected, right? Like, you're going to be able to stop a lot with your upper glacis plate. However, it just feels a little bit, I don't know, better, maybe being that this also has a ridiculously powerful cannon, which is nice. Wrong place to look, buddy. Sorry in advance. Just didn't work out for you. Now, that said, I think this match is pretty much over. But not too bad. 3 kills, 1 assist. You know, I mean, ooh, I am actually a lot closer to that base than I expected I would be. But ultimately, I mean, thus far, this thing has been pretty damn good. Now, again, it's 10-second reload. That's a weakness. Its lack of ERA, at least relative to other Russian tanks at and around this BR, is a bit of a weakness. I mean, it's not like an overall, like, oh, you're going to die sort of weakness, because you won't. It has pretty good composite armor, even still. But it's just not incredibly great to the point where, like, I feel comfortable saying that it's amazing, right? But overall, I mean, decent enough armor. Not fantastic, not terrible, just decent. It's enough where you can expect to actually get a few shell deflections. But again, that cannon is pretty much point and shoot. Point and click, and you get a kill. On the rare occasion that you do get a ricochet, it mostly means that you're going to die, simply because, again, it has a 10-second reload. Most vehicles at and around this BR are anywhere between, like, 6 and, I would say, a lot less. So just because I wasn't all too concise, let's just kind of go over that really, really briefly here when it comes to its strengths and weaknesses. Strengths, cannon, mobility, and it's got decent enough armor. Not great, but decent enough, except the cannon breach isn't really great. Now, when it comes to its weaknesses, really bad reload time. It's got probably a bad side of average of turret reverse rate. It's not fantastic at all. It's got no thermals, no smoke grenades, no smoke shell for that matter, or no MG. That's pretty much it. But, you know, again, I mean, you sacrifice a lot for that ridiculously powerful cannon. One other pretty major weakness of this thing is the fact that it doesn't have a very good elevation rate. So as you can see, like, the gun does not go up and down very quickly. It's not like the absolute worst, but that's a problem with a lot of Soviet vehicles. Wow, I got lucky there, huh? There we go. Ah, driver loader. Oh, you know what? I might be able to actually finish this. I don't know. Hopefully. Wouldn't that be so nifty? Ah, now I'm dead. Totes dead. But look at the survivability. Not too terrible. Not bad. Wow. I'm actually taking a lot of damage. I took some MBT shots, still alive. Ain't that the dickens? Although I really can't do too much. Not bad. I'm actually really happy with that result. And that's exactly why I leave my deaths in, so you can see exactly how long it takes in order for me to actually die. It's a very important part of this. So, I mean, overall, do I like this vehicle? Yeah. I mean, I'd say, yeah, it's really good. Now, one thing that I will say is that this is, what, 10.0 BR? I think the Terms is also 10.0 BR. When you're looking at similar vehicles at and around this BR, like the T-72B, for example, you have it where I got the kill. Now, you have it where, you know, vehicles like this, yeah, they're good and all, don't get me wrong, but it's like that extra armor pen guaranteed by that turret, by that cannon. Is it really all that necessary? Right? Like, yeah, like, obviously it's got a few 100 millimeters more of armor pen compared to, again, the Terms, for example. However, the Terms still kills just fine, and it has a better reload. It's got better armor. It's got better a lot of things, you know, and so it's also got thermals. So it's like, and that's not even just the Terms, it's a lot of other vehicles too. So you sacrifice a good amount for having this ridiculously powerful cannon, you know, and it's almost a little bit of overkill. Not in a bad way necessarily, like it's actually usable overkill, but at the same token, it's like if you're just a little bit more precise with other cannons, you can get the job done just as well with a better reload. And turret traverse, and armor, and sometimes speed, and smoke grenades, and an MG. There's just a whole bunch of pros and cons, or a whole bunch of pros to other vehicles that this just simply doesn't have. Sorry in advance. Ooh, don't you hate to see it? Yeah, kill the guy just before they cap. That sucks. Ooh, not bad. But I will say this. This is a premium tank killer and a half. Like, I am killing premium tanks all the time with this. And like I said, one shot, one kill. Not too shabby, in my opinion. Now, we have an enemy somewhere over here. Can't quite see him because I'm an idiot, I think. Regardless, I mean, I'm not in love with this vehicle by any means. But you could see, like, for yourself. It's an extremely unbalanced vehicle, and probably one of the biggest, like one of the best comparisons I can draw with this vehicle. Oh, that was ugly. One of the best comparisons I might be able to draw with this vehicle is the fact, like the, what was it, the Object 192 or whatever that really ridiculously long cannon tank destroyer at 8.0 BR is, like the premium. That also has a 152 millimeter cannon. It's just completely overpowered, but it has so many other weaknesses at and around its BR. And that's what this is. You know, it's very good at killing. But when it, and also I guess capping to a point, I've had some success with that. But otherwise, it's like, you kill, and that's it. It's like the ultimate sniper. But with that being said, I think I've shown off enough and gone over strengths and weaknesses enough for that vehicle. If you don't mind, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and let me know what you guys think about the Object 292. Personally, I really like it. If you're looking for a marketplace value of it, I'd say $40 to $50, maybe $55. Depends on how many people eventually get it or, you know, put it on the marketplace. But it's actually a really good vehicle. but again, with some severe limitations. So that said, thanks so much, and I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.